Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our online learning initiative Ekalaiva.
Now I am going to explain AC voltage applied to a series LCR circuit. So let us consider the resistor R whose resistance is R, and here we have AC voltage, and we are going to connect inductor. So this is our resistor and this is our inductor, and AC supply. Then we have capacitor. So all the three elements are connected in series. Now, what is the voltage across the source? So the voltage across the source is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So we are familiar with this. And here what is this Vm, which is nothing but amplitude of the oscillating potential difference, and omega be the angular frequency. Now let us consider if Q is the charge on the capacitor. Q is the charge on the capacitor and I be the current at time t. Then from Kirchhoff's loop rule, can we write L di by dt plus IR plus Q by C is equal to V. So this is the applied source voltage, and this is from Kirchhoff's loop rule. And here we need to calculate what is the instantaneous current I and its phase relationship applied to this alternating voltage. So in order to find this, we are going to use a phasor diagram solution here. Okay. So first let us consider what is the current at any instant through these three elements. Okay. And actually the current through these three elements, that is a resistor, capacitor and inductor, will be the same because all the three elements are connected in series. And what about the amplitude? The amplitude of the current, which is also same and same phase. Okay, so the current through three elements would have the same amplitude and phase. But what about the voltage across elements? The voltage across elements have different phase relationship with current. Okay, so now let us write the current at time t. So let the current at time t is given by I is equal to Im sin omega t plus phi. What is this phi? Phi is nothing but phase difference between voltage across the source and the current in the circuit, and omega be the angular frequency, and Im is the peak value of the current. Okay, so Im is the peak value of the current. Hope you all of you are familiar with that. Now let us consider capital I be the phasor representing the current in the circuit. Current in the circuit. So now let us assume this is our equation number 1 and this is our equation number 2. I be the phasor representing the current in the circuit as given by equation 2. And let us further assume that VL, VR, VC, so VL, VR, VC and V. These are the phasors representing voltage across the inductor, resistor and capacitor and the source. Okay, so this will be the phasor representing the voltage across the inductor, resistor and resistor, capacitor, and the source. Okay, now look at this phasor diagram, children. So here is the phasor diagram which shows relation between the phasors, that is voltage across inductor, voltage across resistor, voltage across and capacitor and this I. Okay, that is current. So now look at this here. So this is the phasor, that is I be the phasor representing the current in the circuit. Okay, so this is I, current, because I told you that I be the same current which is flowing through the entire circuit since all the three elements are connected in series. Okay, so again you can see here the current as well as voltage across the resistor, they are parallel. Okay, that is we know already that whenever we connect the AC voltage with a resistor, the current and voltage will be in phase. Okay, so that is why here we are again recalling the same concept here. That is VR is parallel to. So this is our VR. This VR and I are in phase. So they are parallel. Okay, and look at this case here. That is VC. That is voltage across the capacitor. So whenever we connect capacitor with AC source voltage, and here in the case of capacitor, current will be leading and voltage is lagging. So we can say that here VC is pi by 2 behind the current. Okay, so I'll write all those things here, children. So the first one is VR is parallel to VR is parallel to I. The second one is DC, that is voltage across the capacitor is pi by 2 behind I. So that is voltage across the capacitor is lagging 90 degree by behind this current. Okay, that is you can also say that current is leading the voltage by pi by 2 or voltage is lagging behind the current by pi by 2. Okay, then the third one is what about in the case of inductor? In the case of inductor, actually voltage is leading. Okay, so we can write that voltage is pi by 2 ahead of current. Okay, so these three are already you are familiar with that, and all these things are represented in the diagram here. Okay, so this diagram is very important. Now let us see what is the length of these phases or amplitude of voltage across resistor, capacitor and inductor. Okay, so now we are going to consider what is VRM, that is the length of the phases. Okay, so VRM is equal to IMR and VCM is equal to IMXL. What is this XL? Inductive reactance. Then because we are writing length, no, so no need to put that vector symbol here. VRM is equal to IMR and VCM is equal to IMXC and VLM is equal to IMXL. Okay. So R be the resistance and XC be the capacitive reactance and XL be the inductive reactance. Okay. So the length of these phases, or you can also say that amplitude of VR, and so I'll write all these things here, children. So these are the amplitude. Amplitude of VR, DC and VL. Okay. So here I already told you that XC and XL are the capacitive and inductive reactance. Okay. Now again we are going to use Kirchhoff's loop rule, because we know that at any instant the sum of the voltage, that is VL, VR and VC, is equal to the applied voltage. So again we are going to use the Kirchhoff's loop rule here. Hope all of you understood up to this. From Kirchhoff's loop rule, we are going to write from Kirchhoff's loop rule, VL plus VR plus VC is equal to B. And here we can say one more thing also, children. Look at this diagram. That is this diagram. This BC and BL. Okay, BC and BL are always along the same line. Okay, see, BC and BL are along the same line, but you can also say one thing here, but they are in opposite direction. Okay, so BC and BL are along the same line, but in the opposite direction. So they can be combined into a single phasor. Okay, so here BL is along this direction, BC is along this direction. So look at this diagram here. Since they are in the same line, we are going to combine these two as BC plus BL, and which has the magnitude of this BCM minus BLM. Okay, so we are going to consider this as, that is BC plus BL which has magnitude of BCM minus BLM. Okay, and B. So this is the source voltage B. Okay, this source voltage D, which is represented as a hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, and whose sides are, so this is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle whose sides are this VR. So this is VR, and here you have BC plus BL. Okay, so now we are going to apply the Pythagoras theorem here. Okay, so we can also write here, children. So B is the hypotenuse of, which is represented as the hypotenuse of a right angle. Okay, we'll write right angle. Right triangle, I'm sorry. It is right triangle. Right? Yes. V is represented as a hypotenuse of right triangle, and whose sides are VR and VC plus VL. So we are going to apply Pythagoras theorem here. So let us write, this gives, Pythagoras theorem gives Vm square is equal to Vrm square plus Vcm minus VLM the whole square. Okay, so now we are going to substitute these values, that is VRM, VCM, VLM, all those things. Okay, so already we know that when we substitute What will you get here, children? This Vm square is equal to, you know that Vrm is nothing but IMR. So the whole square. And similarly, we are going to substitute here also for VCM, IM XC minus IM XL, the whole square. Okay. So can you write it as IM square? Okay. And now we are going to take this R square also. So you can, Im square will be the common. Am I right? So Im square R square plus, and again you have this Im square, that is Im xc minus Im xl, the whole square. So actually we have this Im square will be the common term. So we are going to take this out. So the remaining terms will be R square plus xc minus xl, the whole square. Okay. So we are going to keep this term as it is. We are not going to expand or anything. Okay. So let it be. So now what do you have here? Vm square on the left hand side. So now what is our intention? We need to find this current, right? So Im square. If you take Im square or Im, whatever it is. So what will you get now? This Im is equal to Vm divided by root of R square plus xc minus xl, the whole square. Okay. So now let us consider this is our equation number 4. Okay. So by analogy to the resistance in the circuit, now we are going to introduce the impedance. Okay, so impedance will be represented as Z in an AC circuit. So now actually we are going to introduce this impedance here. So impedance will be represented by impedance, which is nothing but resistance. But when we connect only resistor, we will say it is resistance. But here we have connected 3 elements. Either if you connect any 2 elements or 3 elements, the total, that is the resistance, which will be represented by impedance, and usually impedance will be represented by the letter Z. Either you can connect resistor or capacitor or resistor and inductor, whatever it is, we will call it as impedance. Okay. So impedance in an AC circuit. Okay. So we are going to replace this denominator term as impedance. Okay. So Im, this fourth equation will become Im is equal to Vm divided by Z. Okay, so what is this Z here, children? So let me complete it here itself. Z is equal to root of R square plus xc minus xl, the whole square. Okay, or else we can write that Z is equal to R square plus, you are familiar with this xc. What is xc? Omega c. Yes. Minus xl is omega L, the whole square. Okay. Impedance of LCR circuit is defined as impedance of LCR circuit is defined as the effective opposition, that is resistance offered by LCR circuit to the flow of alternating current through it. Alternating current through it. The reciprocal of impedance is called admittance. So now what is the unit of this impedance? Unit of the impedance is ohm. Now let us come back to this phasor diagram once again here. Since the phasor I is always parallel to phasor VR, the angle, this angle phi, is the angle between VR and V. So from this diagram, can we write tan phi is equal to tan phi is equal to VCM minus VLM divided by VRM. And now we know what is this VCM, VLM and VRM. Once again we can recall all those things, children. So tan phi is equal to, what is this VCM, which is nothing but IM XC minus IM XL divided by IM R. Okay, or else when you take this IM as a common term on the numerator, and you can cancel this IM and IM in the numerator and denominator. So we can write tan phi is equal to XC minus XL divided by R. Okay, so this equation, actually once again I want to recall this equation. Impedance is equal to, what is the impedance formula we have derived? Z is equal to root of R square X plus XC minus XL the whole square. I hope you all of you remember this formula, or else we can also write this as R square plus 1 by omega C minus omega, 1 by omega C minus omega L the whole square. Okay. So these two formulas are very important. So this is the formula for impedance. R square root of R square plus XC minus XL the whole square, or else you can write R square root of R square plus 1 by omega C minus omega L the whole square, and this will be the tan phi, that is XC minus XL divided by R. So we can also draw impedance diagram here, children. So when I draw the impedance diagram, so I'll draw here impedance diagram. So this is the angle phi, angle phi, and this is R, and this will be XC minus XL, and here this is impedance. Okay. So actually the base of the triangle which represents the ohmic resistance R, the perpendicular which represents the net reactance XC minus XL, and the hypotenuse which represents the impedance of the circuit. And the angle phi represents the phase angle by which voltage leads. You can say that XL greater than XC or lags, that is XL is less than XC. Okay, so either the voltage will leads or lags the current. Okay, so when voltage leads the current means XL greater than XC. When voltage lags the current means XL lesser than XC. Okay, so the ohmic resistance R here which arises because of the material of the conductor, and the reactance is the resistance that arises due to the opposing EMF induced due to the change in the strength of the current. And we are familiar with that inductive reactance XL is equal to omega L is the resistance offered by the inductor coil due to the flow of alternating current through it, and the capacitive reactance XC is equal to 1 by omega C is the resistance offered by the capacitor to the flow of alternating current through it. Okay. Now, we are going to see certain special cases here, children. Okay. So, now let us consider this one also here. When VL leads the current by phase angle 90 degree, VC lags behind the current by the phase angle 90 degree. So, we can say one thing here very clearly, XL and XC have opposite signs. So, net reactance is plus or minus XC minus XL. Okay. So, now we are going to see the special cases. What are all the special cases we are going to see here? See first. So, under the special cases, first let us consider case 1. If XC greater than XL, XC greater than XL. Actually here phi is positive. Okay, and the circuit is predominantly capacitive circuit. Okay, so consequently the current in the circuit leads the source voltage. Okay, so it is capacitive circuit. This is capacitive circuit. Predominantly capacitive. If XC less than XL, then phi is negative. So the circuit is predominantly inductive circuit. Okay, so inductive circuit, and here the current in the circuit lags the source voltage. Okay, now the third case is if XL is equal to XC, then tan phi is equal to 0 or phi is equal to 0. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? Now, let us consider here, children, when you substitute XL minus, that is XL and XC are same. What will happen to this impedance formula? Then impedance formula will become R square plus XL minus XL the whole square. Am I right? So we are substituting XL and XC are equal. So this term will cancel. So what will you get here? Z is equal to R. Okay. So the LCR circuit, which behaves like a purely resistive circuit. Okay. So purely resistive circuit. Okay. And you can say that the impedance is now independent of the frequency of the alternating current. And due to the minimum value of impedance, the current in LCR circuit is maximum, and this condition is known as resonance condition. Okay, so this condition, which is known as resonance condition. So up to this is one topic. Okay, so here we have consider the special cases here, children. The first one is Xc greater than XL. If Xc greater than XL, then it is capacitive circuit. Xc less than XL, then inductive circuit. If XL is equal to Xc, then pi is equal to 0, that is impedance is equal to resistance R, then it is purely resistive circuit. And in LCR circuit, due to the minimum value of the impedance, the current in the LCR series circuit is maximum, and this condition is known as resonance. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you, students.